Hello, sister.
Hello and welcome to the Story Pilgrim. I'm walking slowly, carefully, slightly aimlessly. I'm in Lagos, Nigeria. Now that's not really the point. I'm not here to decode the city. I'm not here to tell you what Lagos means. I've seen very little beyond the edges of the hotel and more so inside of my head, which, if I'm honest, that is where most of us spend most of our time anyway. So this episode isn't about Lagos. It's an episode from Lagos, and there is a difference. I've got 10 minutes, a hotel to wander around, a pavement, a voice recorder, my Zoom H5, and that familiar feeling of being between things. Between flights, between seasons, between what I hoped would happen and what's still hovering, undecided. Now, before I move any further, this is a filler episode, so just to let you know that Season 2 is on its way. 2 weeks today, you will be able to listen in to Season 2. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. I'm very excited for it. I'm also very nervous for it. So pop that in your calendars. It's going to kick off with a really good episode, and I'm walking with somebody very special. So 2 weeks today, first episode of Season 2 will be dropping. Now, if I'm being honest, walking has always been the honest part of the Story Pilgrim. All the rest, the editing, the posting, the hoping, the administration, the walking is where I stop pretending, and it's where I stop pretending that I've actually got handle on things. And lately, I've been thinking a lot about handles, who gets them, who needs them, who realises a little bit too late that the door was never meant to be pulled open at all. Now, Season 1 of the Story Pilgrim was about places, paths, routes, landscapes that I could basically let it do the heavy lifting. I mean, I could hide behind a coastline, I could let a mountain speak for me, and I could blame the weather if things just didn't get quite the way I was hoping it would go. Season 2, I really wanted to raise the bar, really. And that's always a risky phrase, isn't it? Because the bar has a habit of rising just as your knees start to complain. I wanted people, conversations, walking with someone rather than just talking at you and at the world. And, here's the thing that no one really tells you when you say that out loud. People are busy. People are curious. People just don't care. People are flattered, and then they're unavailable. Raising the bar, as it turns out, isn't about ambition. It's more about logistics, diaries, nerves, and the small internal question that we all ask: why me? What would I have to say? So I ask myself every time I press record and I go for a walk, this project, the Story Pilgrim, it's never struggled for meaning. It has struggled for momentum, for visibility, for that elusive tipping point where things, begin to feel shared rather than shouted at a hedge. And yet, here I am, still walking, still recording, still convinced stubbornly that conversation matters more than polish. I don't want Season 2 to be louder, I want it to be closer. I want to walk with people who don't consider themselves as guests. I want people who are curious, thoughtful, slightly unsure, people who don't arrive with anecdotes prepared, It's what I'm finding from a lot of these podcast guesting things. People already have an agenda of what they want to say. I don't really want that. I want moments that feel human. I've been trying to work out why it's proven hard to get people interested. It's not a restraint or anything, it's just, I think it's just hesitancy. I think that's because walking and talking strips away the usual furniture. No desk, no stage, no safe topic to hide behind, just two bodies moving through space, saying things that always don't land very clear. That is a lot to ask someone. It's also exactly what I am drawn to. There's a quiet courage in saying, I don't know yet, but I'm willing to walk while I think about it. That's the energy that I want for season 2. It's not expertise, the expertise will come. It's presence. So here I am asking from Lagos, gently, without a clipboard, if you've got thoughts, if there's someone that you would like to hear walking beside me, if there's a question you keep circling but you never quite ask, if you think conversation still matters in a world that keeps us to perform certainty. Does that make sense? What I've written there? If you think conversation still matters in a world that keeps asking us to perform certainty. Yeah, I know what I mean. Now, I'm not looking for anybody famous, even though I have got a couple of people already who have a little bit of a following. Don't have to be fluent, you just have to be willing to put one foot in front of the other and see what comes out of your mouth when the path does some of the thinking for you. This walk, like many others, is happening while life continues to do what it does best. It refuses to line up neatly. Some things are steady, some things are unresolved, and some things are quietly being carried out without much comment. I'm learning, always, slowly, that not everything needs a neat arc to be worth sharing. Sometimes it is enough just to say, that is where I am today, here in Lagos, on this pavement, in this heat, thinking these thoughts. Lagos today is just a backdrop, a reminder that life keeps moving whether or not I've worked out what the next chapter is going to be called. I haven't even figured out what this chapter is going to be called. And, you know, there is something oddly reassuring in that, because, you know, walking, it doesn't ask for a certainty, it just asks you to keep going. If season 2 becomes what I hope it will be because people said yes without knowing exactly what they were saying yes to. That's how most worthwhile things begin, in my opinion. So I will just keep on walking, I'll keep asking, and I'll keep leaving the door unlocked. And if you feel drawn closer to this frame, even briefly, you know where to find me. Season 2 will be starting in 2 weeks. Buen camino, and keep listening.